Awesome. So thank you for, listening to this presentation. So basically, I want to congratulate you. I know it's hard to start the process of home ownership and figuring it out where to start, what to do, kind of questions do I have to ask. So that's where we come in and the Tyler McClay group comes in as well. So I'm going to go through a little bit of our presentation here and our website and some great resources that we do have for first time home buyers to kind of just go through and understand the process from start to finish. So again, congratulations. So basically, this is our website. This is the Tyler McClay website. Let me just put myself in the corner somewhere here. Okay. So this is our website. On our website, you have a bunch of resources, whether that's for buyers, sellers, things. We have a blog that we constantly post on as well with up-to-date information of what's kind of going on in the market. And the best part is our free downloads ad. Right here, if we go there, you're going to see a couple of different ones. So our seller guide, which goes through the process of our selling process. So if you're looking to list your home on the market, what do we do? How do we come in? How do we make that process as seamless as possible to take off all the pressure and make it easier for you as a seller? The best one is the first time home buyers. So our buyer guide in general. This is a great resource for anyone to kind of have to understand the process and really get into the nitty gritty of what it actually entails. So if you go on our website, you're going to just scroll down. You're going to click right here. And let's make this full screen. There we go. So some of the main things here at the Tyler McClay Realty Group that we value, our core values truly at the heart of what we believe in when it comes to selling real estate or just dealing with real estate, is value and experience. So value meaning we're always leveraging our knowledge, our experience. We're always trying to enhance and figure out ways that we could better promote your listing, promote you, like educate you as a buyer in the industry as well. And the second is experience. We want to make this experience as seamless as possible. I know there's horror stories out there of what's kind of going on, but we want to make sure that from start to finish, this is going to be as easy as possible. You get to sit back and relax and actually enjoy the process, because purchasing your first home is so exciting and it should be exciting. So this is just our table of contents. So kind of the step-by-step process here and what we'll kind of go through. So yeah, first and foremost, the step one, making the decision to buy. So I know, it's a hard decision to come to, but again, I want to congratulate you on taking this first step to home ownership. Simply, and like whether or not that's, you're looking to upsize, you're downsizing, whatever it is that's motivating you to get into the market. Maybe it's family planning. Maybe it's just the market is a great time right now to purchase. Get into that condo market. There's a lot of condos sitting on the market that you could get for an absolute great price as a first time buyer. So some questions here. Are you ready for home ownership? These are some questions that you would probably go through to 7 and kind of analyze your situation, right? And step 2 is creating a wish list. So what do you want from your home? That's the biggest thing, right? Go fun, like have fun, enjoy this process. Give me your wish list. What do you want? What kind of features are you dreaming? Do you want hardwood floors? Are you into like more the grays? Are you into Victorian homes, contemporary homes? Do you want all glass house? Like whatever it is, go crazy. I want you guys to enjoy this process, but give me that wish list. Let me try and figure out what your wish is and how I could bring that together. Okay. And this is just our little PDF here that you can write it down. And step 3 is buyer education. This is the most important thing why realtors come in. The more education you have, the better it is, right? Like I understand as a buyer, everyone has so much resources out there. We have the internet, we have the news constantly going on. You have all these different apps that you can look at homes. All these tools are so great, but at the same time, it's easy to kind of get lost in that process with, having us and analyzing kind of what's actually going on in the market and day to day, because we're constantly in it. It's a great way for us to actually educate you on what's happening. So step 4 is choosing your team. So again, I want to thank you for choosing myself. I'm part of the Tyler McClay Realty Group. So proud of being part of this team. We have some phenomenal people here, 3 generations of realtors. We have 12 great agents. Absolutely everyone really cares about their business and what we do, whether that's, directly working with their buyer or helping even our colleagues out with their buyers, we're always here, and each team member has a specific role, like throughout the process of making sure that we're accessible to you at all times. If that's whether that's, needing your your grass cut, or mowing your lawn, or shoveling the snow, taking your dog for a walk, you want someone to be there for every single showing. These are things that we could accommodate because we have such a wide network of people, but also we work together as a team. It's not everyone is out for themselves. We want to make sure that every single person's deal is as seamless as possible. Every single person's buyer understands the process and takes care of and is taken care of. Step 5 is establishing a budget. So the biggest thing is figuring out finding a mortgage representative. So the best thing, so one of the great things is that, again, we do have that wide network where we work with so many different mortgage agents that we're able to provide you with the best possible agent, the mortgage agents that we think will fit your personality or kind of what you're looking for, your budget, and they will help you try and understand your maximum purchasing power in any market. It doesn't mean you have to obviously purchase to the complete max, but this is something that it's manageable and affordable for you to kind of understand how to get into the market. Okay, so step 6 is their wish list. So again, we're back to the wish list. So this is kind of where we start making changes, and we kind of go out and you see showings, and you notice maybe you're okay losing the hardwood floors and having carpet to get into that detached house instead of that semi house, right? This is kind of where we're going to start tweaking things. You're suddenly okay, you know what, maybe a townhouse for right now kind of makes sense instead of having that dream detached home, because it's a realistic expectation. You're going to understand that sometimes it's okay to let go of that first time home dream, right? We're at a point in life where it's a process, and it's going to take us a little longer. It's not like when our parents bought, right? They got a detached house, boom, it's done. No, for us, it's going to be a little bit of a process. So you're going to start with that condo, that entry home. Then from there, you could go to a townhouse, semi detached, and maybe come closer to the city or wherever you're kind of looking. Is These are things that we're going to end up tweaking as we go through. Okay. And step 7 is we're going to find your home. So this is where we kind of definitely come in, right? Is we're going to be assisting you in arranging you to receive daily listings with photos, prices, every single thing that's kind of out there, whether or not that's a probate sale or exclusive sale, what's kind of going on in the market. But these are things that we're going to be constantly trying to find you and discover a new property that kind of fits what you're looking for. Okay. And the biggest thing is, like, throughout this process, we're going to be asking you for feedback. We want to know, okay, what do you think of this house? What can we tweak? How about this location? Where else can we look? Right. That kind of makes sense. And then we go off to showings. The best part is the showings. We get to go into so many different types of houses and explore and experience, and you guys get to dream and kind of make yourself live in that home, and try and see yourself in there, whether that's yourself or with a family, or if you guys are looking to build a family, right? Like, it's awesome to go through a house and kind of look at a room and think, oh, that could be the kids' room, or my office, the playroom, whatever it is. Okay. So, step 8 is finding the one. So, once we found the one, what comes next? Okay, what happens now? The biggest thing is that I'm going to need your autograph. So, by that, we're going to prepare an offer. Okay, through this offer, we're going to have straightforward things. So, our closing date, deposit, any clauses and conditions, and generally just overview of kind of what's going on in the offer. We need your signature. So, we're strictly going to focus on solely on price and the date that you're kind of moving, your deposit, which has to be a minimum 5% of the purchase price. And then we're going to get your signatures and your autograph on there and send it off. And hopefully we're going to get that listing for you. Okay. What we need to know. So the biggest thing when it comes to preparing an offer is, like I said, your price. This is the big one. Okay. So depends if we're competing, if we're in a buyer's market, are we in a seller's market? Are we kind of in a normal market where we're finally kind of normalizing, right? We have to adapt constantly to these different strategies, and advice may shift like as time goes by, maybe we were in a seller's market, now we're in a buyer's market, meaning we don't need maybe as many conditions now. And the next thing is closing date. So usually 60 to 90 closing date is average, but this could obviously change, depends on kind of the circumstances. Deposit is generally 5% of the purchase price. Do not confuse this with your down payment. The deposit is basically submitted with the offer and you have to provide it within 24 hours. And this basically just holds the home for you. Okay. Now, let's say the deal falls through, whatever happens, this deposit does come back to you afterwards. And the biggest thing is conditions and clauses. So here we're going to advise you, it's a case by case basis. In addition to the standard clauses that you're going to have as a buyer, we have the opportunity to kind of add whatever you like, whether that's, making sure that there's a clause in there that there has been no death on the property, no marijuana growth on the property, whatever that is, we're kind of going to work with it, right? And some other conditions could be financing condition. Let's make sure, we're locked in with the financing. Yes, you have your pre-approval with your mortgage agent, but maybe you want to be a little more safe and feel a little more comfortable. So we could add a 5-day financing. We could add maybe a home inspection clause in there to make sure that everything is going okay in the home. So we would get a home inspector out within the 5 days. They give us their feedback and let us know, what's going on with the home. And step number 9 is strengthening our offers. So let's say we're kind of going back and forth. Maybe we're in a seller's market. We're not necessarily in a buyer's market, meaning that there are a lot of offers on the table. So there's a listing. Let's say there's two other offers we're competing with. So what comes from here? What can we do as our buyer if we really love this home and we want to get it? What can we do, right? So we could negotiate maybe closing terms in favor of the seller, maybe take out a clause like, for example, the financing clause. Since we have our pre-approval in place, maybe we don't necessarily need that financing clause anymore, right? These are going to be just terms that maybe are a little more favorable to the seller, able to get you that home. And step number 10 is congratulations, the offer is accepted. So acceptance time, this is a time that we're going to celebrate. You're going to enjoy the hard work that you put in. And this is going to be like, it's an accepted deal. We're ready to go. The conditions are firm. Whatever we need to do now, it's not awesome. Let's get going, right? Now we're on to the next things. Step 11 is post acceptance. So, what happens after the offer is accepted, right? What do we have to do? Well, this is when we kind of come in and your rockstar team has put together kind of what needs to be done. So let's say if you haven't decided on a lawyer or what kind of conditions, if we have a home inspection clause in there, do we need a home inspector in there? These are things that we all will advise to you as our buyer. And step 12, before closing, a property visit. This is the biggest thing. So this is the most enjoyable time aside from the showings, is when we actually get to go into the property, and this is when you get your ducks in a row. So you're going to prepare, maybe you need measurements for furniture, maybe you need whatever it is in the home to make sure we could plan for the future for you guys in there in the home. So any renovations maybe you guys want to do, feel free to bring any family in there as well. This is awesome. And step 13, last and final, this is the big day. What happens today? So most of today is handled for you. Okay. So there, usually you already signed paperwork with the lawyers, but basically you can expect a call between 2 and 4 p.m. from the lawyers advising you that we have closed, meaning the home is now transferred, it's cleared, and you're officially closed. By 4 p.m., you get the keys to the house and that property is yours. And again, congratulations, you're officially a homeowner. We're onto the right path of building equity, building financial freedom, and getting to kind of where you want. So enjoy this moment. And see, these are some resources that we have for first-time homebuyers that I strongly encourage you to kind of just go through. So some things, the biggest things, a home buyer's plan. So what is a home buyer's plan here? So you could withdraw up to $35,000 from your RRSP, tax and interest fee free to buy or build a qualifying home for yourself. Okay, so this is an amazing thing here if you're considered a first-time home buyer. Okay. Next is the first time homebuyers tax credit. So this is offered by the federal government to help you kind of offset any closing costs. So basically, as a first time homebuyer, you could claim up to $5,000 on your personal tax return, and you kind of get up to about $750 rebate. Now, the HST GST new housing rebate. What is this? So basically, this is if you're building a new home or you're building a custom home, this is for you. Basically, you get a rebate that's kind of limited to a maximum of $24,000 if you paid HST on the purchase price of the land, and $16,080 if you did not pay HST on the purchase of the land. And the biggest one here is the first time home buyers land transfer tax refund. This is so important because as a first time home buyer, if you are buying in Toronto or in the GTA, you are paying double land transfer tax. Okay. So this, you will get a portion of a rebate back. But if you're buying outside of Toronto, you don't have to pay double land transfer tax. So this is a great incentive here. Okay. Decisions. So benefits and considerations when buying. What do we do here? So discovering your why. What's the quality of life that you're kind of looking for? Tax deduction. So buying a home kind of helps you mitigate the amount of tax you pay with tax deductions from both your mortgage interest and your property taxes. Spend money to make money. So basically, investing in real estate with a realtor or whatever that is that you're with a realtor myself, it grants you the benefit of home ownership as well as the potential for substantial appreciation. So buying in Toronto, you will not go wrong. Buying in the GTA, it's a great investment opportunity. You're going to be able to capitalize on that growth over time, pull out that money, purchase something else. This is how we get to the financial freedom. And number 4 is deferred gain and capital gain treatment. So a homeowner can exclude up to $500,000 of capital gains tax if married, and filing jointly, or up to $250,000 if single. Okay. And then principal accumulation. So as a homeowner, a portion of each amortized mortgage payment is typically goes towards your principal, which in the long run is an investment and is a forced save. It's a dream. Home ownership. We have to understand that it is a dream for many people, first time home buyers, and it's a dream come true. It brings you to financial freedom, right? So for many homeowners, one of the greatest freedoms is acquiring that home ownership. You don't have to deal with the landlord. You get to fix and paint and do kind of what you want to the home. And you can leverage the home. So one of the most remarkable opportunities that you get from owning a home is that you get to leverage and maximize your money's potential. Okay. And then you stop paying rent. So you're not paying someone else's mortgage anymore. You're paying your own, and that will lead to further appreciation for you. And 10, because you get to work with us. So one of the biggest things at Tyler McClay, again, is our value and experience. You get to work with our team. You get to work with how dedicated we are to this craft. It's not just a job to us. It's our career. It's our craft. It's what we do every single day, day in and day out. You have access to me 24/7. I'm constantly here to answer any of your calls, and we're trying to educate you every step of the way. And decisions, what and where to buy. So the biggest thing is location, 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 right? So, but this is a great little thing here. Kind of go through and go through and figure out what kind of home are you looking, the age of the home, the bedrooms and bathrooms, preferred features. So this is great to kind of even use it with the wish list if you're not sure kind of what you're even looking for. Use this decision of where to buy to try that. And then here, how I said afterwards, we kind of tweak things. So your must have versus your wants, right? So we need to prioritize what is a must have and what is a want. So do I have to have that 2-bedroom home or a detached home, or can I move into a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom semi home? Or do I have to have hardwood floors throughout the home? Do I have to have that big backyard space, or am I okay with just a deck and maybe a little smaller space? So these are things to kind of look at. Maybe different neighborhoods. Are we okay maybe just going a little north of a neighborhood, a little further away to get them to be in that price point that makes sense? And affordability, insurance and mortgage approvals. This is a big thing to kind of go through, but you'll go through this with your mortgage agent and they'll run the numbers for you to see everything that you need potential for home ownership. And then what's involved in this is getting your pre-approval. So the biggest thing is talking with a mortgage specialist. Like I said, if you don't have one, we have some great resources, people that we work with on a constant basis that we know we like and are committed to the craft as just as much as we are. Then you basically submit your application with the mortgage broker. They'll come back to you with verifying your details and everything like that, and then you'll get a copy of your pre-approval. And then once that's done, you're going to get the financing to your home. Okay. So insurance, the biggest thing is your CMHC mortgage loan insurance. What does this mean? So basically, if you're putting less than 20% down, you'll likely need a CMHC insurance. So basically, this just is it's like a safety net for the mortgage company that's loaning you your down payment. So it gets calculated onto your mortgage payment. It's not like an extra thing that you have to pay on the side. It's basically just added on top of your mortgage payment. Okay. So generally your lower down payment results. So that's why if you can pay the 20%, it's great. But if not, I completely understand. We just have to be well aware that there is going to be a little slight change because of the CMHC mortgage loan. Okay. But again, there's like a little calculator there that you can kind of check out. And benefits, mortgage insurance, first time home buyer. So many people, it's so hard to put down a down payment. Well, it's recommended for you to put down as much as you can to reduce the mortgage amount. One of the things in Canada that we have to understand is that you only need 5% of the first 500 and 10% of the remaining up to $1 million. So really, if you're purchasing under $1 million, you do not need that 20% and 10% of that remaining portion. So this is a great thing, great knowledge tool to kind of keep in the back pocket. Okay. And some 10 commandments here when applying for a real estate loan. So please, these are things that we're going to not want to do while we're purchasing a home. So don't change jobs, don't quit, don't buy a new car, don't increase your credit card limit, whatever it is, don't co-sign. These are just things that I strongly recommend you guys to kind of go through. And then costs. What costs come with buying? Okay. These are very important to keep in mind. So closing costs. So basically, a lawyer fee is anywhere between $1,800 to $2,400. This is basically for the lawyers to disperse and make any adjustments. Okay. Then your CMHC insurance, like I said, if we're putting less than 20% down, this is something that we have to make sure that we're taking into account. But like I said, it gets added onto your monthly mortgage. You don't have to pay this upfront. And then there's an appraisal fee. So basically, many banks require an appraisal of the property. So once we're kind of firm, an appraisal will come through from the bank, and then they're just gonna make sure you're not paying an astronomical price on the home. And it's most cases the lender will cover the appraisal, but if not, it's 300 to 400. Okay. And then title insurance. So basically, title insurance protects buyers from any errors in title that may arise during the owning of the property. And your lawyer arranges all of this. Basically, that's about $600. And then this is the biggest thing here is our Ontario Toronto land transfer tax for provincial. So please keep this in mind. There's a little scanner right down there. You can scan it, see how much land transfer tax is going to cost you, right? So if it's in Ontario, if it's in Toronto, like I said, it's going to be double land transfer tax. If it's outside of Toronto in the GTA, you're not paying the double land transfer tax, but you do get a rebate along with that. Okay. And that's basically it. So I really want to, congratulate you on this step again. I thank you for kind of sitting through this presentation with me. If you have any questions, please let me know. This is a great tool. Like I said, go on our website, tylermcclay.com. There's downloads, and then you can kind of just go through this PDF, save it, whatever it is, and send me that wish list.